Students, next topic is OSI security architecture. Already you have seen this architecture, so let us give some introduction. So what is meant by OSI? OSI means Open System Interconnected. So it is mainly used to provide the way to organize the security. Okay. It is an international and systematic standard for defining and providing a security architecture. Okay. So what are the 7 different layers? That is physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and then final one is application layer. The first 3 layers, it is mainly used for hardware purposes, and then last 3 layers is used for software layers. And the intermediate layer, that is a transport layer. What is the usage of transport layer? It is a heart of OSI. Okay, so using the security architecture, it has been categorized as 3 different ways, that is security services, security mechanisms, and then security attacks. So depends upon this 3 only we are considering the information security. Okay, let us see the security services. So security services means what are the services that should be provided while transferring the data it should be in a secure manner. So there are 5 different categories. First one is data confidentiality, data integrity, authentication, non-repudiation, and access control. Okay, so X800 defines security services in 5 categories. So access control means to prevent the data from the unauthorized use. Second one is authentication. It is the assurance that are communicate between the entities. It should be client. So in this we have 2 authentication, that is pure entity authentication and data origin authentication. Pure entity authentication means it will be generated over the connection oriented. Data origin authentication means it provides connectionless authentication work. And next one is data confidentiality. It's protect the data from the unauthorized disclosure. What is meant by confidentiality? To protect or prevent the secret data from another resources. In this also we have a connection oriented confidentiality, connectionless oriented confidentiality. And data integrity means the data whichever sent by the user A, it should not be modified or any deletion or any other process should not be taken over by the third parties. It should be directly transferred to the user A and user B without any modification. Non-repudiation means protection against denial by one of the parties in the communication. In this also 2 different techniques has been applied. Non-repudiation origin, non-repudiation destination. Following that, the second topic is security mechanism. A mechanism that is designed to detect, prevent or recover from the security attack. That is, the person, third party, if they are recovered the data and modified any data means from that order we have to detect and prevent and recover the data from one another. That is called as a security mechanisms. Okay, in this we have to describe in detail about preservative security mechanisms. It means the trusted functionality, security labels, event detection, security audit trials, security recovery can be done. Okay, so all those processes will be done over the data transfer from user A to user B. Whichever the data who are hacked by the third party should be recovered and the data should be returned to the receiver side in the origin position, that is original data. So even there is no one single mechanism that will support the all functionalities. Okay, following that we have been seeing there are different types of mechanism, that is encipherment, digital signature, access control, data integrity, authentication exchange, traffic padding, routing control and notarization. Specific security mechanism. Encipherment, converting data into form that is not readable. Digital signature means to check the authentication and integrity of the data. Access control means we have to give rights to the particular resources. Data integrity means to append the data, that is short check value that has been created by a specific person for the particular data. Authentication exchange means it is exchange the some relevant messages to one party to another party, that is exchanging some messages between two entities is called as a authentication exchange. Traffic padding means inserting the fluctuation, that is called as a traffic padding. Routing control means selection of secure routes. What are the which are the routes has been secure? In that particular routes only they will transfer the data. Notarization means usage of third party for data exchange. Okay, these are the different security mechanisms. Following that, we will see the relationship between security services and security mechanisms. So, these are all the security services. So, what are the security services? Authentication, non-repudiation, data confidentiality, data integrity, and then availability. These are all the services we have been seeing. What are the mechanisms we have been seeing? Encipherment, digital signature, access control, data integrity, authentication exchange, traffic padding, routing control, notarizations. So we have to map whether the service and mechanisms can be have a relationship between one to another. Okay, so that's why already they have been mapped. Okay, third one is security attacks. So what is meant by attack? So any action that compromises the security of information owned by the organization. This is called as a security attacks. So finally, attacks also can be categorized into two ways, that is passive attacks and active attacks. In each and every attacks, they have a different types of attacks that has been followed. Okay, let us see the what is meant by passive attacks and its types, what is meant by active attacks and its types also. So passive attacks. So what is meant by passive attack? It is used to learn or make use of any information from the system, but it does not affect any system resources. That is meant by passive attacks. That means you can able to read the information from one system, one resource person system, and we can't affect any system resources. That is called as a passive attacks. So in this we are going to learn about two different passive attacks, that is release of message contents and then second one is traffic analysis. Let us see with a diagrammatic explanation. So first one is release of message content. It can be easily understood, that is a conversation by the mobile or any telephone or email message transfer from one person to another person within a confidentiality manner means that is relevant to the release of message contents. Let us see the diagrammatic, that is a Bob, that is user A is a Bob and user B is the allies. Here Bob is what Bob is doing? Bob sending a data to allies over the internet or any common facilities. Okay, so what is the third party is doing? Just he is reading the content of message from the Bob to allies, that he is reading a content of message from Bob to allies. Okay, just she is reading. That is relevant to the release of message contents. Okay, next type is traffic analysis. In this traffic analysis, the third party can able to observe the content. They can't able to change anything. Okay, so basic thing is passive attacks. We can able to see the information from the system. We can't able to change the system resources, right? In traffic analysis also, here Bob is sending the data to allies, but the third party, what the third party is doing? Just is observing the patterns. What are the messages that the Bob transferring to the allies? Here we can see the pattern only while transferring the data using traffic signals. Okay. Next one is active attacks. So active attacks involve some modifications of data stream or the creation of false streams. That means we can able to change or modify any data in the system and the system resources. While as passive attack means we can able to see the system work but we can't able to change the system resources. In this active attacks we can able to change the system resources. Four types of active attacks are masquerade, replay, modification of messages, denial of services. Let us see an diagrammatic example, that is, here Bob didn't send any message to allies. The third party is used that the message was sent by the Bob, that is called as a masquerade. Without any permission of the user, the third party can able to send the data, that is can able to send the duplication of data. Okay, that is called as a masquerade. Replay means capture the data or retransmission of affected data, that is unauthorized data, that is called as a replay. Here we can able to see the example, that is Bob sending a message to allies, but third party, what the third party is doing, capture the data from the Bob and later that is sent the message to the allies, that is called as a replay. The unauthorized person hack the data, that is capture the data and later sending the data to the another person is called as a replay. Third one is modification of messages. Modification of messages is nothing but the third party can able to modify or update any data in the messages, and after that the data can be sent to the another user is called as a modification of messages. Final one is denial of services. The third party, that is DART, disrupts the services provided by the server. So what are the services we want to disrupt in the particular server means that specific is called as a denial of service. So let us see four common types of threats. First one is normal flow. Normal flow means user A and user B. Let us see with an example, user A and user B, that is source and destination. When transmitting a data without any threads or without any third parties, the successful manner source can able to send the data in a destination, that is called as a normal flow. Second one is interruption. User A is transferring the data to user B, but intermediate, whether the hardware or any software maintenance has been cancelled or any disable of file management has been happened means the data has to be transferred to the user B has been cancelled. That is called as the interruption. Third one is interception. The user A and then user B transmitting the data from one to another. The intermediate party, that is a third party, can access the data. That accessing is called as the unauthorized access. Okay. Fourth one is modification. Modification, already we have seen the modification in active attacks. User A and user B. The user A transferring the data to user B, but the intermediate party has been hacked the user A data and the data has been modified or rechanged or anything actions can be able to taken by the third party. Finally, that data, that is that modified data is taken over to the user B. Okay, that is called as a modification. And final one is fabrication. That is the user A didn't transfer any data to user B, but the intermediate persons will create a data or any messages they have been named that the created by the user A, then the third party will transfer the data to user B. Without any knowledge of user A, the intermediate party can able to change or create any data and they will be resent to the user B. Okay. Following that, we have to give some handling attacks. For that, almost we have seen the passive attack and active attacks. What is meant by passive attack? It will be get the information from the system resources, but it can't able to change the system resources. But in active attacks, we can able to hack the system resources also. So in this, what are the handling? Easy to stop, hard to detect. That is, we can able to easy to stop the hacking our system. We are hard to detect the ways. In active attacks, it has been focused only on detection and recovery. In this, we are hard to stop the work, easy to detection. Okay, we have to hard to stop the work, easy to detection. So finally, we will see the summary of this topic. So what are the things we have been seeing? That is OSI security architecture. In this we have been seeing the 7 different layers. First 3 layers is regarding to hardware layers, last 3 layers is regarding to the software layers, and the intermediate layer is called as the heart of the OSI. Following that, we have seen the 3 different securities, that is security services, security mechanisms, and then security attacks. In security services, we have been seeing the 5 different categories, that is data integrity, data confidentiality, authentication, access control, and then non-reputation. And followed that, we have seen the second topic as security mechanism. In that, we have seen the 8 different things. What are the 8 different things? Encipherment, digital signature, access control, data integrity, authentication exchange, traffic padding, routing control, and authorization. Following that, we have seen the third topic as security attacks. In that, we have seen 2 different types, that is passive attacks and active attacks. In passive attacks, we have seen the release of message contents and traffic analysis. Whereas in active attacks, we have been seeing masquerade, modification, denial of services, and replay of messages.